My mama does the same thing with my brother. We had to out back because he wants to have the last word. I choose to love my child instead of put my hands on my child. I choose to keep my child in my presence. And I mean, it's not being ugly. I'm not being ugly. But y'all got to understand, your parents are your parents, and you've got to start respecting them. It's just like Friday, we had a situation occurred in one of my classes, and a kid got upset. And I told the kid, I said, you know how you're upset because of what happened? And they were like, yeah. I said, that's how you treat me every day. You don't see me crying and pitching a fit and walk storming out of the room and slamming the door, do you? You got to think about it. Remember, have y'all seen that where you give the energy you're given? I know y'all seen them on TikTok, the purge days. So you got to think about that. All right, Colin, what you got?
I can't argue with my mom.
Mm-hmm. Some parents do.
Yeah.
Some do.
You got to pick your battles.
I've learned when I'm arguing with my mother, what I do is I just say, yes, ma'am. I just say, yes, ma'am. She keeps going. I'm like, yes, ma'am. And I get real quiet. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. And she's like, are you still there? Uh-huh. Do you have anything to say? There's nothing I can say. And I know it makes her mad, but hey, I'm not being sassy about it, but I just tell her, like, nothing I say is going to help. So I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
I'll have an argument with my dad, and my mom will just bring it up like 2 minutes later.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, both ways.
Listen, here's the deal. We're all going to fight with our parents. I am 44 years old. I still fight with my mom. I still talk back to my mom, and I still get in trouble for talking back to my mom. You've got to learn the respect, though. You've got to know. And it's just like in the classroom with y'all. When I fight with you, and when I won't fight with you. When I'm willing to win a battle, and when I'm like, whatever. And if I just say whatever, just know that you won that battle, but I'm going to win the war before it's said and done. So, it's a respect thing. You got to keep that respect going with your parents, okay? All right, keep going, sorry.
No, you're good. For question 5, what are 2 types of evidence that the author offers to support his decision on the concept of flow? So, can someone give me one piece of evidence or type of
You
evidence?
can look back in your book.
Use your book, please, because I know that some of y'all did not write it in your thing, which is fine.
Yeah.
Just go back to your book, and I'm pretty sure some of this you guys should have annotated and highlighted. This is proof to see you guys have been annotating and highlighting.
Guys, you're looking for the evidence. Find the evidence. Grab the door.
I'm going to call someone else before I'm calling you.
No, don't call them Nathan either. Mark, Jada, TJ, AJ, Michelle, Emma, or Sanaya. Any of them need to answer the question. Because all these other people have been talking. We're on question 6, Riley.
What is a type of evidence the author offers to support his decision on the concept of flow?
Guys, you should be looking back in your book.
Thank you. Okay. Does anyone else have something else? Yes, he did. Okay. What is another piece of evidence for you? Yes. Oh, she just said that. I need something else. I need something different. Yes.
So, the psychologist was like, you don't have to think you're in
Okay.
the state of
Yes. Yes, she did say that.
Yes.
Florida required focus.
Flow does require focus. So, which type of evidence do you think is more effective when it comes to the state of flow? And within this passage, which type of evidence do you think was more effective for the story? Yes.
Challenge.
You think the challenge section was more effective? Why do you think that? Okay. Who else? Yes.
I think it would be reward because reward would be the reason somebody would keep playing, but penalty would be the reason somebody would stop him.
That is interesting. Because how many of you, that's a good one. Side note, how many of you actually was like, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to play this no more after getting beat by like, yeah, like, okay, let me put it this way. What is your limit of like, you know what, I'm just going to take a break from this game, like after how many times of completing a level? How long would it take for you to be like, I'm taking a break?
Oh, well, I was playing 2 games today, and they told me to spin the block like 8 times, and I lost every time. So I just fell.
Okay, that's one. Who had their hand up talking about how long will it take for you to be like, you know, I'm just going to take a break from the game?
Probably the first time I tried it. If it makes me mad, I just get off.
Anyways, yes,
Your
sir.
focus is limited.
Very limited.
So I died out spawn, I'm probably not doing my controller. So that's why
If you that, okay, yes. How long will it take for you to be like, you know, I'm just going to take a pause from the game?
If I keep dying, because like I accidentally get 3 kills or something. Once I had died, because it was so low, I took my controller and it cracked all the way.
So destructive.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask this. I want you to think about a game. Let's use Fortnite as the example. Because the first time you played Fortnite, none of you were just experts at it.
No.
None of you were. You can act like you were, but you weren't. So my question is, how many times did it take you to play Fortnite? Think of how long it took you to play it before you became where you are now.
Like 12,000 hours.
Okay, so here's my next question. I want you to think about playing, let's talk about Super Mario Brothers, whether you played it or not. Let's say you get stuck on a level.
How many times are you going to play that exact level before you're like, I'm just going to take
I
a
need to
pause
take a
from
break.
this?
2 times?
So 2 times, 3 times, 3 times,
Okay,
4,
so here's the thing.
3.
If you're only playing 2 or 3 times, you're not in the flow of the game.
Mm-mm.
I will play a level on the games that I have. I will play till I use up all my lives.
Yes.
And then I wait for my lives to rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep playing until sometimes it's taken me a week
That sounds about right.
to play a level of a game to get past it.
Yeah.
But guess what? I'm going to beat it.
I'm still
It's
playing.
because I have patience and determination in order to do it. Like I said, y'all might win a battle here and there, but we're going to win the war before it's said and done. We can outlast. I can outlast it.
So, anyone else, which part of the evidence in the story thought it was more effective in this passage? TJ says it's the challenge section. Antonio says it's the reward section. Is there any other section that you think was most beneficial for the story? So between the two, who thinks it was the reward section that was the most beneficial? You're not gonna raise your hand because you said no. No, you said challenge. I'm sorry. So you're not gonna raise your hand because you did say it was the
Oh,
reward.
yeah. I'm sorry. I was on that.
Now I've got her hand up.
Okay. And who thinks it's the challenge section that was the most beneficial? And the rest of y'all did not vote. So what section did you thought was most beneficial in the story? I'm looking at you. Oh, you chose challenge? I did not see you.
Michelle, what did you choose? Okay.
Challenge? My friend up here in the front, which one did you choose? E-pick challenge? Why didn't y'all raise your hands during challenge?
I did raise my hand.
Oh. So, this one really, number 6 really just stuck a lot of people throughout the day when it came to it. Reread the quoted words from Jamie Madigan, which let me open that up so I can read it to you guys.
I think it's like paragraph 4 or 7.
Something like that.
Guys, look back at, I think it's either paragraph 4 or paragraph 7. Okay, so go back to paragraph 4.
Where it says, in a flow state, explains psychologist Jamie Madigan, author of psychologyofgames.com. You don't have to think. Your performance is automatic. The rest of the world falls away and you are wholly focused on the screen. Oh, wrong one. Paragraph 7. Paragraph 7. It literally says it right there. The secret, according to Madigan, is designing games that have really clear feedback so that you know when you're doing something well, poorly, and why. So, based off of that quote from Madigan, how does, and this was in the section of challenge actually. So, since the author used that quote in the challenge section, how does this expert's opinion support the author's claims when it comes to a challenge?
What are your not heard you say it again?
Which part did you not hear?
Just, you might have to repeat it to them because I'm going to tell you that they were not focused.
No, y'all were definitely not focused. So, the author uses that particular quote, stating, the secret is designing games that have really clear feedback so that you know when you're doing something well or poorly and why. And this was in the challenge section of the story. Why was that quote beneficial for this section? Now think back to sort of like the whole Super Mario or for any match 3 game. So whether it be any game that you win like stars or points with each level, I'm pretty sure there are some games you guys have played like that. Mainly they're like strategy games. So how does it feel when you don't get all 3 stars at the end of the level? What'd you say, DJ? Why? Because you didn't feel like you completed the level for not having all 3. How many of you would, because to be honest, I'm various depending on the level, how many of you would just go through just to at least get 1 star? Or do you have to get all 3? Okay, hold on. For those that feel the need,
Some levels, if it takes me a long time, I'm satisfied if I get the 1 star.
yeah,
But for some levels, if it doesn't give me my 3 stars and I thought I did an awesome job, I'll go back and play it and purposely try to get my 3 stars.
yeah.